Alright, here's the info for Istorsiva. A mysterious crystal that pulses as if alive, and is filled with impurities that look almost like internal organs. It attacks with intense bursts of unknown energy. Guardian of the Darkness statue. So it's not actually an organic life form? Really? Weird. What about that enemy that was being summoned during the battle? It's not included in the monster book. Yeah, those little crystals that it kept summoning with the worm. Anyways, probably head back to town. See if the people here have anything new to say. Where's Gardner? Looks like we've got a lot more monsters on our hands all of a sudden. They're all over Felghana instead of just in the quarry. Things could get rough with Gardner protecting the town by his lonesome. You mean that monsters in the world map got upgraded again? Uh-oh. By the way, you haven't seen Anya, have you? I noticed some Revolt ore missing from the house. Can't imagine what she plans on doing with it. I'm gonna need 200 for the next one, then I can get some item from what's-his-face, Antonio. Hunger doesn't wait for peace. Peace waits for hunger to be sated, and my belly's growing like a wildfire. But then, I haven't been working much, so I haven't been eating as much either, so I guess it makes sense. Adol, please, wipe out all the monsters so I can eat yummy food again, without feeling like the blubbery pickard I am. ELENA came to my house a little while ago, and she had plenty to say, that's for sure. Mostly just nonsensical banter like old times, but that's the thing. It's just like old times. Strange, no? She seems to be in a much better spirits than before, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what improved her mood. It's like the cloudy skies in her heart have begun to clear, and the sun's come shining through. Spirits have been pretty low lately for obvious reasons, but I think ELENA's got the right idea. Just keep on moving. Bob's remains lie unmarked in the cold, uncaring darkness of the quarry, half buried in rubble, forgotten and alone. Strangely, we never found his body, even though we know where he fell. I don't mean to sound morbid, but I just can't stop thinking about it. Dear Lord, please keep watch over Bob's soul and grant him continued respite within your divine light. May he remain always in the eternal embrace of his dearly departed parents. I can't buy anything yet, but I do. But for the next boss, I probably want to get the bandit equipment, the rest of the bandit equipment, even if it means grinding a lot. Seriously, I need all the stats I can get here. Even with the bandit shield, I barely survived. I have a rare, eclectic stock of items on hand. At least a few of them are chock full of innate spiritual energy. Not surprisingly, the vast majority of them come from that small island out in Sienna Bay. That's where belief in the spirits is most deeply rooted, after all. But well, I have to admit, it's kind of creepy having them around, given what happened there. 12 years ago, the people living on that island out in the bay were overtaken by disease. No one survived. Sure wish I had a chance to talk to them while they were around. They seemed like a wise, interesting people. Well, if it isn't the new hero on the block, Adol Christin. I was just checking in for an appointment to get my spear all sharpened up and ready for action. Don't like leaving my post unattended, but that's no less dangerous than facing monsters with a dull weapon, you know? Amanda ELENA, her biggest talent has always been her uncanny ability to sneak out of town unnoticed. She's damn good at it too. No one could ever keep her in Redmont, no matter how hard they tried. Even though she doesn't have the wings anymore, she could sneak out. You know what my grandfather always used to tell me? He said that Revolt ore is filled with the latent elemental energy of the land spirits. He always was a religious sort, though. Me, I'm not even sure there are spirits in this land, so I certainly can't say if any of them sleep inside Revolt ore. I'll tell you what I do know, though. Spirits or no, Revolt ore feels different than any other metal out there. Let me break your pots just like in Legend of Zelda. Nope, can't draw my sword in town. I already got the Revolt ore from this well. If I'm really desperate to farm Revolt ore, I can always go kill those mage enemies near where I fought Chester for the first time. But that could take a while. The drop rate's not good even with the new even with this Augite brooch. Hick, I came to Felghana looking for some work, but well, what did they say? You'll rue a day? Yeah, I'm ruined. I swore in this ring I'd make it to full-blown knighthood, but... Hey, wait a sec. Why's my finger got nothing on it? Where's my damn ring? Oh no. It's gone. It's really gone. Oh, I'm so screwed. Where the hell could I have lost it? I know I had it when I left for Valstein Castle. Hey, Red, old buddy, old pal. You haven't seen a strange ring lying around conspicuously, have you? Yeah, this is a side quest that I will have to complete by getting a ton of Revolt ore, I believe. Hey, Adol, have you seen ELENA? I haven't seen her even once today. Where could she have wandered off to now? Still just as much of a tomboy as she ever was, as far as I'm concerned. I sure didn't think about it, but I'll bet you she left town. Monsters be damned. Why did these civilians keep leaving town so recklessly? ELENA's worked here ever since the place opened. She's probably taking a break because of the whole thing with Chester. She's a good enough cook to take Margot's place in the kitchen, though, without doubt. Curse these civilians and their wanderlust. At least learn some low-level self-defense or something. If you can't, if you can at least beat the wolves outside of town, that'd be nice. But yeah. The Elder Mountains really aren't fit for habitation at all, or so I hear. Probably because they're covered with snow all year round. Wet, slippery, bone-chilling snow. Wet and bone-chilling, not much you can do there, but slippery? I hear there's a special shoe for that. A shoe that gives you perfect friction on even the slipperiest surface. No sliding anywhere, not even on solid ice. Sorry to ramble, you know how us merchants are, I'm sure. We get obsessed with rare and valuable items like that. Those shoes do exist, though. I can't tell you how much I'd love to see them, even just for one brief moment. I don't have much Revolt or... Never mind trading, we don't even have food for dinner table right now. Nor any other daily necessities. What does McGuire expect us to do? Is he just trying to kill us slowly and spinelessly? Let them eat cake! I've actually considered leaving town, but there are monsters everywhere out there, and I'm not trained to fight. I'd never be able to survive on my own, much less with my family. Foreigners have started saying that Felghana is cursed. Damn tools, every one of them. What evidence do they have to justify that statement? Just because we have a few monsters, suddenly we're cursed? Hey, you should have seen Asteria. Huh? Pierre? Oh, Adol. Adol, you made it. Pierre just got back from the castle a little while ago. Seems Bishop Nicholas made a good case on his behalf and the Count saw fit to let him go. Oh good. I guess he did have some influence after all. Yes, he spoke far kinder things of me than I deserve. I owe him a tremendous debt of gratitude. Unfortunately, Chester was out on an errand for the Count at the time, so no answers were to be had on that front. And the Bishop had no luck finding any information on the statues either, I'm afraid. That is unfortunate. But we shall take the victories we can get, and the Bishop is still there, so answers may yet be forthcoming. On another note, did you happen to find anything else upon your return to the abandoned mine, Adol? Adol recounted all the events that transpired in the abandoned mine, and detailed the items he acquired therein. Amazing, you're like a magnet for danger. Genos and Galbalon. I never thought I'd hear the name again, much less in this context. You know what it is then? It's an old local legend. Long ago, a great and terrible beast known as Galbalon came from across the sea and took control of Felghana. He had the power to transform the people and spirits under his influence into twisted, evil creatures, or so it goes. But one day, a hero appeared wielding a mighty sword. A foolish samurai wielding a magic sword. He was a warrior Genos. He borrowed the powers of the gods and fought the beast, and at long last, against insurmountable odds, he won. And he was they do it on Nightmare Mode or Inferno, and that's about the extent of what I know, I'm afraid. Legends like that aren't too popular these days. Barely anyone remembers them, save for old coots like me. I've certainly never heard it before. But that does remind me, I asked Bishop Nicholas earlier if he happened to know the origin of the Ilbern ruins. Apparently it used to be a church of sorts, devoted to some long-lost pagan deity. Interesting. Given the circumstances of late, it's not unreasonable to suspect there may be a connection. There's also one more thing that bears mentioning. Out in the Sienna Bay, there's an old deserted island we've always known by just one name, Genos Island. There was once a small village there, but was ravaged and destroyed by a disease 12 years ago. What? It had been 3 years before you arrived, so I'm not surprised you wouldn't know about it. Genos Village never had many dealings with Redmont, and the whole tragedy was so terrible, people rarely discuss it. I don't know much about the disease that killed them all, though, I'm afraid. According to the official statement from Valstein Castle, it was some sort of extremely severe fever. This doesn't instill a lot of hope. An island named for the hero who defeated Galbalon, totally annihilated. The voice Adol heard is seeming less and less implausible and more frightening. Indeed. Adol. Dogi's gonna speak with his master, Bearheart. Perhaps you should meet with Bearheart as well. He's a rare, eccentric man who's chosen a life of near solitude and devoted himself to studying the land's folklore. There's no one in Felghana who'd be more likely to know about Genos, Galbalon, the statues, and maybe even that voice. I believe I'll return to the castle and update Bishop Nicholas on what we've discussed here. If you decide to follow Dogi Adol, I suggest you exercise caution. The Elder Mountains are not hospitable. Perhaps you should visit Dogi's master in the Elder Mountains. He's a rare, eccentric man who's chosen a life in your solitude. Okay. Oh, yo. You already visited these houses? Yeah. So, Adol. Guess you and Dogi are headed off to fight on Felghana's behalf, huh? If there's anything at all we can do to help, just say the word. With you two fighting like storybook heroes, it looked pretty bad for the rest of us to kick up our heels, you know? I wonder if Dogi is fighting any boss monsters too. Is there anything at all we can do to help, just say the word. With you two fighting like storybook heroes, okay. Hey Mr. Adol, there's something I wanted to ask you. My little pickard buddies have been severely under the weather lately. I looked up their symptoms and it sounds like they've got themselves some kind of disease. But how? I mean, I've always pampered them and showered them with love and protection, so how come they got sick? Maybe they didn't build up their immune system. They've never gotten sick on my watch before, and certainly not this badly. I think they might even be dying. They just keep getting weaker and weaker. There's an herb called a berm leaf that grows in the Elder Mountains. It's supposed to be like a pickard cure-all, but it's kind of rare and hard to find. I'm way too young and fragile to scale those icy monster-infested slopes. I just don't know what to do. What I need is a hero who will risk it all for great justice and cute pickards. Gah, those pickards. Okay, now talk to Anya. Hey, Mr. Adol, you want to play a game with me? Yes. Really? You'll play? You're super awesome, mister. I want to play treasure hunt, except you'll be the hunter, and I'll be the pirate who hid all the booty. Arrrr! Avast, you scallywag. Me treasure's been hid all across this scurvy town, and you're the only one who can find it. There will be 4 stashes of rich stuff. If you can find them all, you'll be the king of the pirates. Giggles. Now go, before I make you walk the plank. Okay, first up, the church. Ah! I may want to walk for this one. Got it. Welcome back, Father Pierre. I'm relieved you made it home safely. I do hope, however, that you'll be more mindful of your position in the future. You had us worried sick. Father Pierre can be a tad unreliable from time to time, but he's one of the kindest and most selfless men I've ever met, always thinking of others first and foremost. I see improvement each day. In time, I believe he will meet or exceed the high standards set by his predecessor. Indeed, he is far purer and more selfless than I. I'm sorry to have made you worry, Sister Nell. And Bishop Nicholas too. I had no idea so many people cared so much about me. I'm both flattered and embarrassed. Adol. It appears my absence caused more of a ruckus than I ever thought possible. The whole town was worried about me. I assumed I could slip away unnoticed, but it seems I was mistaken. I'm truly ashamed to have spawned such unease. From the sounds of it, I was to be locked away in the castle dungeon where I to remain their custody much longer. Instead, I was held in a waiting room, as the dungeon was already occupied by another prisoner. The guards addressed him as a young man. They seemed strangely hesitant to have me meet or even catch sight of him. Weird. Okay, the second one. Go to the right. I see one near the picker pen. Left of the church, near Elena's house. Okay. Now, the inn. Said something about behind the counter? Let me get a better look. Huh? Oh, there it is. That was tricky. Thought he'd mentioned something with a revolver being hidden there. Okay, time to talk to Anya. You're in a vest, Mr. Adol. Did you find all of me hidden treasure? So what do you think? Was it super tough to find them all? And did I sound like a real pirate? I bet I did. So you know what? You can keep it. You did a really good job finding it, so I'm going to give it to you as a present. I'll see you later, mister. But you've got to come play again real soon, okay? What if you didn't grab it all and instead just left town with the treasure? She wouldn't be able to stop you, would she? Oh, knows. Okay, now I have to do some side quests. Hello there, people of the Velocitine Castle. Oh, hey, it's you. Man, thanks again for helping us out. Neither Sir Stoddart nor Lord McGuire have the slightest idea that anything happened, and I couldn't be happier. Just between you and me, McGuire is a self-indulgent jackass. I don't think anyone actually likes a man saved for his family. He acts like he's a big shot, but I get the feeling he really isn't. I think he just lucked into his power. You know what I'm saying? Most Roman nobles have a certain air to them. They project importance, but not McGuire. Rumor has it that counts a nobody back home in Rome. That's why they sent him here. Basically just to get rid of him. You know not to repeat anything I just said to anyone else. Ever, right? Because I'll deny it. Fervently. Let's see, Andre. Okay, now I have to go to the dock where I landed. So yeah, let's just. Oh wow! How did I not get hit by that barrage? What are you doing here? You should not be this far away from town. Adol? You know, I just realized, wouldn't it be easier to just give the person I'm escorting the wing and then just meet them back at wherever place they were? That way, since Adol is able to survive the monsters more easily than the people he escorts, that would be much more efficient. I know ELENA must at least have the Redmont's monument, and and that Crystal kid must at least have Valstein Castle's monument. So yeah, I should just give them the wing and have them teleport back home easily. I'm sorry. I knew it was dangerous with all the monsters around. Yeah, I still left the safety of the town unescorted. My brother would always bring me here when I was little. You can look out in the entire Sienna Bay from here. Isn't it beautiful? Genos Island. If you look over there, you'll see Genos Island. Supposedly, an ancient tribe used to live there. I don't know what happened to them, but I heard they all died out. Chester used to come here and just sit quietly, looking out at the water, and I'd often join him. It was so peaceful, yet there was always such sadness in his eyes. Even back then, I could tell he had something on his mind, but I could never bring myself to ask him what it was. So we just sit together and watch the water until it got dark. I don't really remember anything from when I was just a little girl. My first real memories are from when Papa first took us in. I don't know where I lived or what kind of people I was with before that. I don't even have any clue as to what would make me forget so much. I think my brother remembers at least some of it. That's the impression I always got anyway. Whenever we'd sit out here... Sorry, must be boring you to tears. I should probably get back to town. Will you excuse me, Adol? Adol offered to escort ELENA safely back to Redmont. Seriously, you damn civvies need to not leave town into times of crisis. Huh? Oh no. It's still light out, so I should be safe from the monsters. But you won't take no for an answer, will you? If you insist, then I shall humbly accept your offer. Please don't die. Thank you, Adol. I'll feel much safer with you. Shall we then? I mean, I know I'm higher level, I can probably kill some of these guys a lot easier now, but I still don't like escort missions. Especially when... Damn it, how did you survive? Oh no! Run! Huh? Okay, just keep heading south and try not to die. Damn it, there's plants here! Just gotta take it nice and slow. Okay, let's break through. Ah, motherfucking plant. Oh, crap. Damn it, I think she might have gotten hit back there. Oh, that was close. Ah, damn, she did take a hit after all, but we're almost there. Okay, now I need to get the stupid measurement achievement. Yes, legacy pervert achievement obtained. Of course, my OBS probably won't show me getting the achievement since I'm using game capture and not window or display capture. Hey, Gardner, ELENA? You little twerp! Did you sneak out of town on me again? Seriously. And if you do this on every difficulty level, you'll get a Forever Alone achievement. Seriously. I swear, I can't take my eyes off you for a second. Please, try not to make me worry so much. Do you know how old I am? My heart ain't what it used to be. I'm sorry, Mr. Gardner. Well, it is still light out, and Adol's with you, so it could be worse. Thank goodness for small favors, I guess. Oh, looks like the save statues actually healed them too. Good. Oh, if I jump, she starts moving around. Huh. Weird. Okay, back in the town we go. Thank you so much, Adol, for everything. Seriously, you guys need to enforce some kind of curfew. It's too dangerous to go outside. I will stay and chat with you, but I promised Margot I'd help her at the inn. You've got things of your own to take care of anyway. The Elder Mountains, right? The monsters there are particularly vicious, so do be careful, okay? Seems that the NPCs have higher hit points than Adol, but at the same time, they don't have any defense. They'll be ripped apart just by the weakest of monsters. It's really sad. God, you reckless fools! Okay. Any other side quests I can do at the moment? Not really. I've got the double jump treasures beforehand because I'm gonna need them before the boss, not after. Alright, did Anya's side quest, and the other side quests will require me to go into Elder Mountains to hunt for goodies. To get multiple berm leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Oh man. And I gotta find enough Revolt ore to get the next milestone for Antonio. Huh. Mayor, why did you change your position? You were in the middle of the room before. He's saying the same thing. I was hoping he'd say something about ELENA sneaking out of town yet again. But I guess not. Maybe she's at the inn. Hey Adol, have you seen Dogi? He should have been back by now. He was only going to Master Berhardt's cabin, and he's been there many times before. I hope nothing happened. Is it possible that he got attacked by a boss monster? I've never met Master Berhardt, but I heard so much about him that I can't help but call him Master myself. I wanted to meet him, but my brother always said the mountains were too treacherous for me to make the trip. That man looked out for my brother and Dogi ever since we were kids, though. I'd really like to thank him in person. ELENA's worked here ever since the place opened. Probably taking a break because of the whole thing with Chester. He's a good enough cook to take Mario's place in the... Alright. Dogi was a bad influence on her. If only we could get all that Revolt ore to help him get his ring back. Any more info for me? Talk? How long will all this craziness go on? Reminds me of that day over 10 years ago, that breakout on that island. You know, that island out in Santa Bay? You'd have to see it when you got here. Ain't much to see though. Every last man, woman, and child living there was wiped out by a vicious disease all in the course of one day. Probably not a lot left of their village at this point, after all these years. Elder Mountains were once revered as sacred ground. Yet for some reason, no one's ever built any temples or shrines or churches or anything there. I guess the belief systems of that area were more nature-oriented, and if the land itself is holy, who needs a church? Okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or subscribe.